Hey guys, ECRG here, and today we're going to talk about more tips for a better tracker. Hey guys, ECRG here, and today we're going to be talking about tips for making better trackers. Now this is for people who are either project managers or assistant project managers or anybody out there in the clinical research industry who is going to be looking at and maintaining a tracker. Now this is specifically a project management video because project managers or people in the project management side of things typically deal with a lot of trackers, and that's what I know about because that's how I came up in the industry. So that we're going to talk about some tips to go along with that. Now I know a lot of people who watch these videos are new to clinical research or are interested in clinical research or just wanting to know what it's like in a professional environment. So you may not even know what a tracker is. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about. What is a tracker? Well, a tracker is basically a fancy way of saying an Excel spreadsheet or a table. And it's a table that keeps track, hence the word tracker, of certain things. So in clinical research, we have something called a study contact list tracker, a list or tracker, which has everybody who is on the study. So from the project director, to the project manager, to the CRAs, to the CMAs, anybody who has any interaction with that study is going to be on that tracker. And on that tracker is going to be information like email address, phone number, things to keep in contact with that person if necessary, and just as a overall way to keep track of certain things. If their CV has been approved, if they've been given access to certain systems like metadata CTMS, or if they've been given access to the TMF, things like that. So it's just a good way of keeping track of certain things. So now that we know what a tracker is, let's go ahead and get into some tips for better maintaining one. So the first tip I have for you is less is more. This is not a place for you to put a whole bunch of information that isn't necessary. This is a place for you to put only the necessary information. And the reason why you only want to put necessary information on there is because you don't want to confuse anybody who's looking at it. You want to make it so that they can get into the tracker and get out, because speed is the game. You don't want to have someone go in there for one thing and have to navigate through 10 things just to get the one piece of information they have. So you want to keep it nice, succinct, and concise, and that's going to help the tracker be overall better. You don't want to put too much information there. Just enough is perfect. So you want to keep it concise. So less is more. And like we mentioned earlier, speed is everything. So even when you're making a tracker, if you've made a tracker before, just make a copy of that tracker and insert the new information, the new personnel, the new study information into that tracker. Don't go and try and recreate the wheel every single time. If you have a tracker that people on your past teams liked and that you liked and that was concise, just copy that for the new team and fill in the necessary information, replace the necessary information. Don't try and recreate the wheel. Maybe you might change a color here and there, but you don't want to take all that time to recreate everything and type out all the columns and things like that. If you have something that works, stick to it. Like I said, speed is everything. You don't need to go wasting your time doing something you've already done. So that kind of goes in with less is more as well. But speed is everything. And then the third thing we're going to talk about with the tracker is readability. Like I said, you don't want to bog it down. You don't want to make it not concise. You don't want to put a lot more information than is necessary on a tracker that you have to keep track of, because then it's going to bog down people. It's going to take more time for them to get the information they need from it. And ultimately, it's going to slow the team down. It's going to slow you down. And it's going to be a lot harder for you to maintain the more information you have on there. So you definitely want to make sure that it is concise for the reason that it's going to increase the readability, and it's going to keep everybody moving at a great speed when it comes to clinical trials. So those are the three tips I have for you: readability, speed is everything, and less is more when it comes to trackers. like I said before, don't try and reinvent the wheel. If you have something that works, copy it and use it. Use it over and over and over again. And that's going to help increase your speed as well. And you can use those same tips for some of the other things that you may be doing in clinical research as well. But just know you're going to be balancing a lot of things as an entry-level clinical research person, and there's going to be a learning curve in the beginning. So you want to maximize where you can and not end up doing a lot more work than you have to do. So we're going to use a lot of these same techniques with some of the other things that I'm going to teach you guys. But as far as Tracker goes, these are great tips. Now, if you haven't seen the video I did on how to create action log, that's kind of like a tracker, but we've done a tutorial on that. Maybe we'll do another video on how to actually make a tracker. We'll make a tracker for you guys. And if you'd like to see that, you can comment down below, and that would be great. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any other tips, comment those down below. Email us at elitesclinicalgroup@gmail.com for any business inquiries. Want to become part of the resume program, you can email us there to find out about that, or comment down below. That's it for today, guys. Take care.